I was fresh off work when she called. Said she had some good news. She got promoted at work, and that's worth a few drinks, and to go out and groove. I was excited, hella delighted that she thought to come me, but I had to play it cool, as if I knew she'd be calling. Celebrate tonight. Wear your sexy dress and sexy heels. Shine. Let's dance and drinking. Enjoying you and all you do is you. Now you know, like I know, that you've got options, girl. But it don't matter, cause I'm so happy. Joy of a day with you, we done been eating good, talking good.
Hey, it's 5 p.m. on a Friday, and those are the sounds of Ray Lene. Welcome to Rhythm Flow Radio on the #1 internet radio station, IntellectualRadio.com, and iHeart radio station. I am big and beautiful. I am fat and oh so fabulous. I'm plump, but Lord knows I'm pretty. But most of all, I'm confident. I'm the big girl of internet radio, your host, Katie Lowe, and thank you for exploring internet radio. Today's show is sponsored by Oval Cleaning. Dependable, reliable, reasonable rates, and efficient. Oval Cleaning Inc. Professional cleaning service. Commercial, residential, carpet, windows, floors, and more. Office and post construction. Call Mike for your free estimate at 708-528-6825. Oval Cleaning for all your cleaning needs. You know, I'm always glad to be back on internet radio because I love this intellectual radio because I love internet radio. This is where I have my voice. You know, I can have dreams, but I can take my dreams and put them into words on the air. And guess what? Can't nobody stop me. But before I get off into the meat of the show, I want to introduce the young man that's sitting to my immediate left, who is our in-studio guest. Not only is he an actor, he's a rap artist and a musician. Would you say hello to everybody and give them your name?
How y'all doing? I go by the name A1 Nero. Like, that's who I am. That's what I do. I am A1, and I like making money. That's basically A1 Nero, like wrapped up in a little short, brief statement.
Okay. Now that's not your. If they say your government name,
I'll see. I
don't talk about your government.
No.
Okay, well, honey, if you don't want to talk about your government name, I'm not going to talk about your government name. But listen, before we get into up close and personal with A1 Nero, you know, I'm only on Fridays, but I want you to know that we had what they call National Thank You Day. National Thank You Day is the day that you just say, thank you. And I want to say thank you to all of the people that not only support Rhythm Flow Radio, but on a whole support intellectual radio, because intellectual radio has at least 70 shows. And if they've got 70 shows, that means they've got anywhere from 70 hosts, between 70 and maybe 100 with the co-hosts. And believe me, there is a show for everybody. But my friends and my constituents that are part of intellectual radio, I got a tip for you today. And I'm not talking about rib tips, turkey tips, or chicken tips. I'm talking about a media tip. When you're doing your show, I don't know why I get chose to do this. Don't be a clicker. You know what a clicker is? You're sitting up doing an interview, talking, and all we hear is this here. Don't be a clicker. Put that doggone ink pen down. Huh? Give me that.
Oh,
Oops,
okay.
I dropped it. I dropped it. Well, that's what happened when you go live.
Well, we are live, so.
Okay. Instead of sitting up clicking, I mean, sound like you trying to create a beat or make some music. So instead of clicking, get your ink pen like this. See if you can click this.
You saying that they're gonna start beating it on the table
They
sooner
gonna
or
start
later.
beating it on the table. So anyway, that's my media tip for today. Listen, y'all know that Hillary Clinton. I have to talk a little politics. I'm not gonna dwell on this. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this. But my girl, my sister, Hillary Clinton, because she is. I don't care whether she's a different shade of vanilla. She's still my sister
True.
because she's a woman that's really going to be our president, and she's going to make history. She's going to make the same history that Barack Obama made, the first African American. Even though there's some things out there in the air that say that there were two other black presidents. I don't know because, honey, I wasn't around then. And I'm kind of glad I wasn't around because I wouldn't be able to talk about it. No way. But she's going to make history and be the first female president, whether you like it or not. I'm so glad that she is back on the campaign trail. And let me tell you, I've heard of people having walking pneumonia. You don't know you got it, and you just walk yourself until you fall out. But Hillary, I am glad to see that you're back out there. But the media joke was, if Hillary Clinton wasn't able and got sick and couldn't run for vice president, for president of the United States, they were going to draft Michelle Obama.
Hey, I have no problem with that.
You have
at
no
all.
problem with that?
Not at all.
Could you imagine what would happen to the red states? Could you imagine?
I just see another 8 years of hate coming towards them.
Oh,
That's another 8 years.
I don't know. They might burn up something. I'm serious, but that's the media joke that was going around. And I don't know if it was a joke, but it was definitely out there on Facebook.
Actually, supposedly, I think it was ABC News, and I want to say it was New York. It was either New York or it was some other state. They had a quick report that she died in the hospital, and then right after that, they took it right off the air, and it's nowhere to be found anymore.
Now, don't that make you that that? I'm glad you brought that up because you know what? That is something I really, really hate. I hate media deaths.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. And there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Will Smith's poor son. This boy is making millions, him and his sister.
And they done reported that he died so many times.
I'm telling you, every time I turn around. Another thing, I don't normally talk about baseball, but Cubs beat Cardinals, could clinch the division. Well, we know what happened last night.
I'm not even a big baseball fan.
I'm not a big baseball fan, but last night I had the opportunity to go to it's going to be a sitcom that's going to come on NBC, and it's called This Is Us. I'm not going to talk about it, but it's really, really good. It's going to be really good from what I saw last night. And on the way there, the traffic was real bad. And I was saying, dog, why is the traffic all bagged up? It's like 5:45 in the evening.
Oh, that's rush hour.
Well, I mean, this traffic extremely bad. That bumper to bumper traffic?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're on Ashland,
oh yeah,
sometimes that traffic moves. But if they're playing a game at Wrigley Field,
oh, you ain't going nowhere at all.
And that's what happened. And that's when I realized that they were having a game, and we had a slight problem.
Yeah.
But maybe I think they're playing again tonight. Maybe they will clinch the division and they'll tear up Wrigleyville or something like that. So those are some of the things that are on social media that are out there. And another thing I wanted to talk about was Mr. Calhoun at Chicago State. He's only been on the job for 9 months, and he's out. He's already out. And the thing is, I was trying to find out how much was his. Was it $300,000 a year they were paying this man, and he's only been on the job for 9 months. Uh, he has even though he's out, I think they have to pay him for some like 2 years.
I think I need his job. Where can I apply for that?
Education, education, and
That
qualifications.
sounds kind of good right about
Yeah.
it.
Well, he was chosen by a lot of the faculty. A lot he had great experience and impeccable qualifications. Um, and his vision as an educator to do something and take Chicago State to another level.
Hmm.
Everybody believed in him, and he's only been there 9 months, and he's they say he's going to be replaced. I tried to go into detail and find out, but one of my favorite supporters, I'm just going to give his first name. Raymond said he was railroaded out because he wouldn't go along with the pocket padding activity of the department heads and administration staff. And he said, "What a dang!" But it's that other word,
Yeah.
shame. So I'm telling you, if you don't go along with things, this is Chicago, and anything can happen. You could be in today and out tomorrow. Another social media buff that's out there, Alicia Keys is inspiring women to take off their makeup.
Thank Lord.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of women out here that I could come across about like I want to say 50 to at least 70 women just downtown, and half of them won't have on their real face. It will be coated
I don't
with.
have on mine.
Well, let's see. You still look good. Trust me.
Oh,
You
thank
still
you.
look good. It's
Oh,
just it's so many women out
shoot, I
there
might
like.
go out tonight. I
Like,
might go out tonight
like,
to have that one.
it's so many women that's out there like they'll be walking around and then they'll be a whole different person that they are out in the street than they are at home. Like they'll wash off their whole face and they're so different. Like why can't you be yourself? Like go natural.
Okay, coming from a man, so you think that women look better without makeup?
Yes,
You,
absolutely. I think a lot of women look better without their makeup because how can I'm more of a natural type of person. Like my girlfriend, she doesn't do makeup. Like she
yeah,
doesn't do makeup at all.
yeah.
So I like that. Like I like somebody that actually just go ahead and relax. Like she don't want to dress up to really impress. Like okay, I understand. Like if you have to go to like a special event or something, then you can get all dolled up, and I don't mind the makeup and stuff. But like
Mhm.
if it's just like a everyday type of thing, like just be natural. Like let yourself show.
I don't think people invite me to things anymore because I don't do the heels. And I don't like and I want and they don't invite me to a lot of churches anymore because I'm not gonna come to church where I gotta be in a fashion show. I'm gonna come to church where I can go just like this and be myself.
So
I
you
don't
can't
want to
just wear
come in there
flats.
with the big hat and the $300 suit and the what is it, the Louis Vuitton, whatever them shoes they wear. I just want to be me. And I hate going to a church. And when I walk in the door, here I come in maybe a blazer,
Hmm.
some blue jeans, some boots, a pair of loafers, whatever. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm just being me because I didn't come there for a fashion show. I came there to get the word.
Yeah, I
And
definitely
I don't
understand.
feel like I got to be all dressed up. And so one of my friends told me, "Well, oh, once you get the word and once you really get into to God, well, I'm already into God and God is into me." But she say, "I'll change my dress."
Hmm.
I said, "Well, I think when you dial up and stuff like that, that's nightclub dress.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I don't think that's church dress."
Church should the way church should be set up is you should come as you are. Like when I go to church, I say, unless it's a special occasion or it's the first Sunday, I come dressed how I am. I'll
Okay.
come in some blue jeans, some gym shoes, and a t-shirt and call it a day because that's just who I am. Like a lot of the older people at my church, like, oh, you should come more dressed up. I'm like, that's just not me. Like I can dress up. I
Mhm.
can. I
Okay.
definitely can. But that's just not me. Like I'm more of the laid back type of person. Like right now I have on a black polo,
Hmm.
some black cargos, and my white Air Force Ones, and I'm
Hmm.
comfortable. Like
And you could go to church like that and be
exactly. I
comfortable
don't
too.
mind.
Yeah.
But it's just some people they feel it like, oh well, this is a holy place and this church, so you should always come dressed to oppress. No, you shouldn't. Like they always say that the body is a temple and the body is a church.
Mhm.
So your body can be dressed up how you feel comfortable. Now don't take it to extreme comfort like comfortableness, like when you just come in your pajamas. That's a little
Oh
too
yeah, that's
comfortable
a little too
now.
comfortable.
But
Yes.
yeah, you
Yeah.
basically understand.
So back to that. When you go to church, like you don't have to be all dressed up, and you don't have to have the makeup. You can just go and be your natural self.
Definitely.
Okay. So much for that. Listen, I want to remind you that today's show is brought to you by Oval Cleaning Inc. Professional cleaning service, commercial and commercial and residential, carpet, windows, floors, and more. Office and post construction. For your free estimate, call Mike at 708-528-6825. Oval Cleaning for all your cleaning needs.
Hey, this is Lenny Williams,
And this is AO.
and I enjoy listening to IntellectualRadio.com.
And welcome to Rhythm Flow. Okay, I want to remind you that you are listening to Rhythm Flow Radio on the number one internet radio station, IntellectualRadio.com, and iHeart Radio station, where not only do we entertain, we feed your brain. Now, let's get up close and personal with A1 Nero.
This should be fun.
Okay, number one, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And I mean, like, were you born in Illinois? Were you born in Chicago? Were you educated here? Give us just a little background, and then we're gonna find out how you got into this rap game.
Well, I was originally born in Evergreen Park, Illinois, but I was born in a little company in Mary. So it's like literally just like a walk across from Chicago. Like if you cross the street, you're in Evergreen Park. If you cross the street back, you're in Chicago. So I basically say I'm born in Chicago. The places I went to school, I originally went to Dunn Elementary on 108th and Union. I went there from pre-K to fifth grade. After that, I transferred to Mount Vernon. I was there for a year. Yeah, couldn't really do much there. Came back to Dunn and I finished out there. High school, I went to Chicago Military Academy, Bronzeville.
A military academy?
Yeah.
How was that?
It's not as bad as like a lot of people make it seem. Like a lot of people will probably sit there and they'll be like, "Oh, well, that's a military academy. They're going to yell at you and get in your face like the real army." It's not like really that bad. Like you have your times where the sergeants they'll get in your face and they'll try to make you better and stuff, but like they're not always in your face. They're just trying to help you to be better. So I graduated from there in 2012. And then I went on ahead and I went to Harold Washington. I've been at Harold Washington for a couple years now. Right now, I'm not in school because I kind of got some debts to pay, but we're going to leave that there. But I'm actually there right now, and I plan on majoring in music technology. So basically, I want to cut out the middleman when it comes to making beats. Like I can make my own beats, record my own music, and just completely cut out the middleman and just do everything myself. And then actually, once I get out of here at Washington with that degree, I plan to go to Columbia and get my bachelor's in music business so I can know the business of music as well.
Oh, okay. Listen, I know you that you are a rap artist. I'd like to know if you were inspired by someone in your number one, if you were inspired by someone in your family who maybe is musically inclined, or did you have somebody that you admired?
The person that truly inspired me to make music in my family would be my older brother, Terrell. When I say like back when I was like 4 years old, like just sitting around him, a couple of my other brothers and my cousins, and like they would just sit there and just rap in ciphers. I was 4 years old trying to come up in there and rap with them.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't making much sense, but I was trying. Like I give it to him. I was trying, but he was like really my inspiration to like truly continue to pursue the music industry because he put me on a one like I believe this artist is the greatest rapper alive and he's not even black. It's Eminem, but I feel like he's black. Like we could trade him for Raven Simone. I'll do that any day of the week. I'll do that
Oh.
any day of the week. But like he put me on to him, and like once I started listening to Eminem, I started listening to a lot of other artists, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z. I listened to a little bit of Tupac and Biggie back in the day, and like my music just kept on growing and growing, and my love for music grew even more as the days went on.
Okay, you said that Eminem, that was the first one that came out of your mouth that you said inspired you.
Eminem, yes.
Does is Eminem's rap what we call drill music?
No.
Okay, okay. Can you explain to me what drill music is? And I'm going to tell you why I'm asking this. I had a guest that was on the radio show,
Mm-hmm.
Phil Band, the Blues Man,
Mm-hmm.
and he explained to me that the music, we don't know what our children are listening to,
Mm-hmm.
because they walk around with their headphones on, and all they do is they rock.
Yeah.
Okay. He said that music was called drill music.
Yes.
You being a rap artist, and in your post interview, you did tell me that you do some drill music.
Yes.
Explain it to me and the people that are listening what it's all about.
Drill music. Drill music. The most basic way to explain it is telling the story from the streets. Like everything that's really going on out there. Like we're not sugarcoating it at all. We're basically giving you reality. Cause the media would tell it one way, but the media is not actually out here in the streets living it. For one, I won't even lie. I'm not out here being the street person. But when I make drill music, I'm basically telling the story that I see and all of my surroundings and everything around me, because I have brothers out here that's in this drill stuff. I have friends out here in this drill stuff. And like everything that I see and I talk to them about is basically like, this is the real reality of what's going on. It's not going to be sugarcoated. And we're not going to just sit here and just be like, oh yeah, everything's going to be okay. We're going to talk about how happy dandelions and stuff like, no, we're going to tell you there are people out here shooting people. There are people out here robbing people. People out here getting killed. This is basically drill music, just not sugarcoated at all for nothing.
Okay, I can understand that part of drill music. That's the reality of it. But it's the salacious things that they say about women. And I don't want. Well, I will say it. I don't like the term the B term and the H term. I don't like that. Then they want to talk about smoking blunts and drinking and all of this and throwing the gang signs. I mean, I'm well aware that Chicago has gangs, and I'm well aware that we have a problem. But the thing that degrading the women, even though they're singing this music, you got to remember, without that woman, you wouldn't be able to sing that music.
That's true.
Okay, and to degrade women, that's the ugly part that I don't like about it. It's okay to tell the story. Tell me why they have to do that.
How can I explain that in a way that
I don't know. How can you?
Because I'm trying to figure out a way to explain that without that being offensive. Because it's very hard. But a lot of days, like a lot of the drill artists out here, yeah, that's how I'm gonna put it. A lot of drill artists out here grew up probably in like a single parent home. So, well, not even saying like that's a big problem, but like that's kind of like adding on to it. And like they'll see how the male figure would treat women, and then they'll grow up and that'll be their way to know exactly, okay, maybe that might be right, but that's not the right way. But you can't tell them that because that's the way that they grew around. Because like I've had a couple of brothers growing up and I watched them, they'll end up bringing this girl home, doing what they're doing, and then kick her out, and then they'll never speak to her again. And I'm just like, okay, I don't understand why that is. But as I grew up and I got older and I started watching a lot of different things, I'm like, okay, I definitely understand what that was and what that meant back in the day. That was basically just a way of saying, I just want you for this night and I'm going to move on. But it's not always the guy's fault, because a lot of times it's the women's fault because they go along with it. Like, and they accept it. Not saying every woman does that, but it's those certain group of women that would just accept that and be okay with it. Because I done seen a woman get called a B by her friend, and then she'll just be like, "Oh, that's okay." Like, how is that okay? Like, I truly don't understand that. And then the word
to
thought.
glorify that through music And you have kids that are like Phil said, we don't know what our children are listening to.
Hmm.
So you have, say, you might have an 8-year-old, I mean, now kids got their own phones. I'm 6 years old. They got their own cell phone. They
No iPhone
down,
at that.
yeah, say it one more time.
They own iPhone
iPhone,
at that.
okay? And they're downloading music. They've got their own passwords and they're downloading this drill music. Could you imagine what it could do to the mind of a child that young?
Being honest, like I know the effects of drill music. Drill music corrupts. Like I won't even lie. Drill music corrupts, but at the end of the day, that is the way that we come from. Like a lot of people that come from Chicago or different places of drill, they don't grow up seeing anything else. Like they grow up seeing their friends get killed, seeing their father or brother selling drugs and stuff, and like they feel like, okay, this is the only way that I can go. So they end up they going that route, and then once they get in too deep, or even while they're already in it, they try to turn to music as an outlet. So with music, they're telling their story of what they've seen, of what they've done. I know that it's not right, but the kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna listen to that. Like it's not fully aware exactly what they're listening to, but that's exactly what they're growing up listening to.
Well, that is, I don't know, that to me, that's, I don't know. I just, I'm older. I can't understand it.
Hmm.
And I know that they listen to it. I mean, there's two twin young boys that I've been knowing them ever since probably they were 6, and now they're in their 20s, and they were always very smart and straight A students. And I look at them today; they still live in the neighborhood, and every time I see them, they always speak. They're very, very respectful, no matter what they're doing.
Hmm.
If I come through, they're always respectful. I know that there's something else going on,
Hmm.
but they don't do it in front of me.
Oh yeah.
Okay, if I pull up to park my car, they move away immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, if they see me trying to take groceries in the house, they're right there to help.
But see, you have those people that are truly influenced by the streets and everything that's going on, like they're doing what they're doing. But then you have those that are influenced, but they also know better as well. Like,
So if they know it, even okay, if the peer pressure is there
mm,
and they're influenced by the streets and they know better, why don't they do better?
that's a question that a lot of people have been asking, and not many people have truly gotten the answer from it. That's basically the whole paragraph and everything that's behind the whole movement. Put the guns down. Like that's the leading question right there. If you know better, why not do better? A lot of people don't have an answer to that question.
Okay.
Not many people can find an answer to that question, because at the end of the day, it's always those that have that feeling like, okay, this guy killed one of my friends or he killed my brother, so I'm going to retaliate. A lot of people have that outlook on life. I'm not one of those. Like, I just lost my little brother probably about 3 months ago. No, 2 months ago to gun violence. He was in a gang. I won't lie.
Hmm.
Rest in peace, James.
Hmm.
But he lost his life, and then my older brother, who was in the gang stuff right along with him, he's running around the house talking about they just killed my little homie. I'm finna go woo woo up the bang and all this, and I'm sitting there looking at him I'm like, so you're about to go do all this, but you don't know the consequences that can come from behind that. Like you can end up getting killed yourself.
Or the whole family.
Exactly. So I'm more of a mediator type of person when it comes down to stuff like that. I'm not one to retaliate. I'm not one to go around saying, "Oh, I'm gonna shoot him because he killed my little brother" or something like that. I'm more of a mediator.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to chill. Like I'm not trying to. I'm not out there in the streets. That's not me. Like I said, I have brothers. I have friends. I've had family members that's out there in the streets, and I've seen what it's done to them. But in the end, I do drill music to tell their story, even if they can't tell it themselves.
Okay, and now one other thing I want to ask you, and before you perform, that I must ask, the song "Black Lives Matter,"
Hmm.
which is not drill music,
Not at all.
which is a rap song. It has a message.
Yes.
How did you come about? Did you write this song yourself?
Yes.
What prompted you?
Um, when I was originally writing Black Lives Matter, it was around the time Mike Brown got killed. So it was like before that you had Trayvon Martin, you had Eric Gardner, and then you had so many other undocumented black people that was either being killed by police brutality or just caught up in the crossfire of something that was going wrong. But what really hit home for me was when my friend Kayla Nicole, that I had talked to you about last time I called the show, when
Mhm.
she got killed and caught up in a crossfire. Like when that really hit home for me, that was when I really started putting pen to pad because I already had the song done. Like
Mhm.
I already had it recorded and everything, and I didn't plan to drop it at that time. But once I found out that that happened, I was like, okay, this is basically my breaking point. Let me push this song out and try to spread this message right now and just let people know Black lives really do matter. And like for a lot of people that don't feel that way, let them hear this song and hopefully they actually change their outlook on it. Like I made this song to spread a message that not many mainstream artists are doing themselves.
Mhm.
Like I've been getting great feedback from it just because of the simple fact it's actually talking about what's really happening. And like it just kind of hurts me a little bit to know there's a lot of mainstream artists that aren't even talking about what's really going on. Like and once I finally did it, I was like, okay, this is exactly what I
It
need to
is
do.
definitely a song of the time. Listen, why don't you pull up your stool and get prepared? Listen, I want to remind you that you're listening to the number one internet. You might want to take that mic. It might slip up out of there. See if you can. There you go.
It's kind of taped. So.
Okay. Take that. Is that number four? Take five. Okay. Okay. While he's preparing, I want to remind you that you are listening to the number one internet radio station, IntellectualRadio.com, an iHeart radio station. Listen, we're not only we entertain, we feed your brain. Could you do just a mic check for me, right quick? Hallelujah. Okay. I'll just touch it right there. Reason. Okay. Could you do just a mic check for me?
Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Yo, 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 yo. All right, there we go.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to start your music. We're going to hear the sounds of A1 and Nero, and the name of the song is Black Lives Matter.
Lives Matter. In fact, they're pushing to name Black Lives Matter as a terrorist hate group.
Problem with Black Lives Matter. It's not the police. It's not how many black people have been killed. It's not systematic racism or discrimination. The problem is how much it affects white Fox News anchors.
Look, man, you don't truly understand what the movement Black Lives Matter is, then don't comment on it. You understand what it's like being a black person growing up in a white world, a white controlled world at that.
So I'm gonna give
Y'all
point of view
from the
into the eyes
of the members of
the Black Lives Matter.
Now we talk about everything except what really matters. Donald Trump scandals to Marshall Bruce Mathers, Obamacare to ISIS, how scary life is. But when will we truly talk about the real crisis? Racial profiling to police brutality. So many of us socializing black on black casualty, preaching to the choir and everybody's clapping. But is it just a movement of words when we say Black Lives Matter? Yeah, I kept some heat, a lot of math after, but it's time to talk about it. So let's present the factors. You sitting on your horse too shoes thinking you're good, but did you forget about Trayvon who was rocking the hood? Yeah, he went to the store to get him something delicious, but he got shot in the back because a man thought it looked suspicious. We say hands tied, don't shoot, just let me leave. But did Eric Gardner get the same mercy when he said he couldn't breathe? Now let's move to Ferguson when Mike Brown got shot down. Mike Brown got shot down, man. Mike Brown got shot down. Mike Brown got shot down in cold blood. Does Black Lives Matter to police? Man, I'll let you be the judge. And I'm jumping off subject. Let's get back to presenting proof. What about the 9 black Christians that was killed by Dylan Roof? They were praying in the church and they were speaking to the Lord, so focused on Jesus and their spirit was on one accord. He sat down unknowingly holding on the gun. Bang, boom. Papa's D was done, set fire to the church, got pulled him out of the body vest. But if it was a black kid, you think that he'll be treated like the rest? And I know what you thinking, it doesn't matter if I'm not related. What if it was Robert Davis who was beaten because he was intoxicated? Man, that's false accusations, and you know that it was. He was going to the store to pick up something for his baby. Out here, it's so crazy, you always walking in fear. Police can beat on you and then they charges it will get clear. Doesn't make sense and no one knows what it's about. Judge got stomped out for selling the cops' wallet. False accusation is a part of racism, and that is cold. But some of the situations leave you breathless like a stranglehold. Doesn't make sense and no one knows what it's about. But cops can kill kids and get away with the benefit of the doubt. Man, Lord knows that many things are happening. It's not right. Black on blacks got guns clapping and blacks don't feel safe around whites. So it's crazy. All this laughter and blood splatter. Well, I'd rather cut the problem like a catheter, and then I'll laugh after because everyone will finally understand that Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Man, Black Lives Matter. That's basically it. I don't know the full intro just yet, but outro.
Okay, you keep that. Am I going to keep that?
I'll keep it. I'll keep
Turn it down. Okay, you want to hold it?
it.
Yeah, that's really a nice song. I mean, you covered a lot of subject matter there.
Yeah, I had to do research on that song too. A lot of people don't know about Robert Davis. Robert Davis was falsely accused of being intoxicated while he was outside walking to the store to pick up some diapers for his child.
Mm-hmm.
And while he was walking around outside, some cops ended up walking up on him, and then they thought he was acting belligerent, but he wasn't really doing anything at all. So they ended up beating him for false intoxication as well. And it's like not many people knew about that. Also, Frank Judd, I brought him up in this conversation because he was literally beaten for falsely accused of stealing a cop's wallet. Like he was walking,
Wow.
he was walking on the side of the cop, and I think he ended up getting pushed into the cop, and then the cop thought that he reached in his pocket and he stole his wallet or anything, something like that. But he was literally falsely accused of that, and he was just straight stomped out and beat. Like it was a very horrible thing, really.
As a black man, have you ever had any bad experiences? I'm just curious with the police, and I'm gonna tell you because they racial profile, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I could imagine you could be walking down the street looking just like you are.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been stopped?
By police? No, I haven't had a problem with them.
Oh, God bless you.
Yeah, I know. Cause like when I first got my dreads, everybody was like, "You're gonna be a target now. Like the cops are really gonna look for you and all that type of stuff." And I'm like, I kind of already know that, cause like basically when you're a black man with dreads, you're basically already profiled as a target for them just to come mess with you and come rough you up and stuff like that. See, the reason I really haven't had a problem is because I stay in the house a lot. Like I said, I'm not always outside. I'm not doing too much stuff, but I know like what's going on out there. I know exactly what it is, what's going to happen, and how a lot of the stuff out there is happening. Because, like I said, I see it on TV. I see it from my friends. I think like the only thing that I've ever had was like somebody. Well, it wasn't police, but it was a white person on Twitter. I was supposed to shoot some shots for my Black Lives Matter video shoot because I'm actually in the process of shooting it now, but I was having some difficulties. I wasn't able to shoot it. So it was like day 2 of shooting, and I was like, day 2 of shooting for Black Lives Matter video is postponed due to technical difficulties. So this guy tweeted me back talking about it must have been the electricity problem. You know, black people don't pay their bills.
Oh, wow,
Next time you should go to a white person and ask for help. And I'm sitting there looking like, really? That's what you wanted to comment here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not even going to stress it. I was just like, thanks for your comment. Now I'm done with you, and I just left it there. Like I haven't heard back for anything on that sense.
Let me back up here. You were talking about shooting your video, but also you have some other little irons in the fire, some work that you've been doing on some of the I call them sitcoms or shows.
Well, TV shows.
TV shows. What have you been working on?
I've done extra work on 2 episodes of Chicago PD, and I've also done some extra work on Empire.
Is that for this season?
Yes.
Oh, so it's coming up.
Yes.
Oh,
The first episode that I'm on of Chicago PD as an extra will be aired on the 28th of this month. So it'll
okay.
be, I think that's either next Wednesday or 2 Wednesdays from now. But my episode will be on the 28th. So that's episode 2. Then I'm also going to be on episode 4 of Chicago PD. I don't know what episode of Empire I'm on. They only told me season 3. So I was like, okay, I'll work with it.
So you're just waiting for it to happen.
Basically, it's a waiting game.
Well, and another young man that frequently visits Intellectual Radio, Andre Bellows. I met him before I met him. Well, I met him over the phone before,
Hmm.
and booked him for my show. But by the time he got to my show, he had already done the Empire and everything else. He got real busy, and
Yeah.
just recently I got a hold of a picture of him sitting right there with the big chief of Empire, Terrence Howard at the
Hmm.
table. So it can be lucrative. It can pay off.
I hope so. My end game for anything with Empire is to actually have a role where I can rap. Like that is like my biggest end game for doing any extra work with Empire. If they decide to book me again, then that's my biggest end game. Just because of the simple fact, I would love to go on Empire and show my talent. I would truly do.
Okay. So, are you performing anywhere around Chicago?
At the moment, no. I've had a couple performances down at the Harold Washington Culture Center.
Mhm.
I've done one. I've done open mics. I've been different performances at bars and open mic plots, but right now, no. Right now, the only thing I'm working on is my next mixtape. It's called Music Junkie. That's going to be a lot of drill music. There's going to be some
Mhm.
R&B as well. I'm also working on an EP. It's called Messages. It's going to be 5 storytelling tracks with different messages to them. So it's basically like Black Lives Matter will be on there. A Day in Chirac / Chicago. That's basically telling a two-sided story that comes together in the end. It's going to tell the story of how a person like that's out here doing all of this drill stuff, like how their life expectancy is going versus how Chicago, like one of the kids that's growing up in Chicago, like basically how can I put it?
Mm.
Like a kid that's going to school,
Mhm.
like, and in the end, it's going to be like a really, really big plot twist,
Thank you.
and like a lot of people aren't going to see it coming.
Mhm.
So I have that. I have a song called "When Tony Met Mitch." It's basically going to be like if some people ever thought about Tony Montana from Scarface meeting Money Making Mitch from Paid in Full, like if that had ever happened,
Yeah,
how would that go? Like I have that. Um, I have a. I'm gonna actually remix the other song that I'm performing today with another female artist. Her name is Mika Luciano. I'm gonna remix that. There's gonna be another storytelling track as well, and then the final storytelling track will be RAC. It's gonna be Rise Above Cancer. It's gonna be telling the story of how my grandma beat cancer twice, but then lost her life the third time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she beat it twice. I was surprised. She is a real survivor, but she just couldn't beat it that third time.
What kind of cancer did she have? If you don't mind me asking.
She originally had lung cancer.
Mhm.
She beat that. She had breast cancer, and then she beat that, but they wasn't able to get to that one in time, and then the cancer spread it to her brain, and she lost her life. from that.
Metastasized.
Yeah.
Okay. As a matter of fact, since you brought up cancer, I do want to remind everybody that the month of October, Rhythm Flow Radio, we do the whole month of October as cancer awareness. So if you'd like to be a part of our platform, please contact me at 708-717-2533. I do have 2 openings in the month of October. I believe it's the 1st and the 4th Friday. The other 2 are already taken. So if you would like to be a part of the Cancer Awareness Show, please contact me at 708-717-2533. And you don't necessarily have to have had cancer, but you can be a caregiver
Mhm.
or a survivor of someone who had cancer, because they go through a lot too. So since you brought through that in, I thought it'd be time
It's
for me
okay.
to make that
You may
announcement.
it's okay. You made that plug. It's okay.
One other thing I want to ask you: do you think drill music will ever go away? Is it here to stay?
It's here to stay. As long as there's as long as there's a kid out there that's going through something like truly emotional, like out here in the streets, and then he finds music as an outlet, it's always going to be drill music. Like drill music isn't going anywhere anytime soon, in my opinion, at least, because there's so many people from Chicago that's getting noticed by doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be so many other people from like different states or like even from Chicago that doesn't have as much attention as them. They're gonna end up trying to do it just because they think like, oh, that person is getting attention from it. Let's see if I can do it too. And then they're gonna try to go ahead and try to make drill music
Do
as
you
well.
think that drill music will be a little bit more positive? You see, I mean, it's nothing wrong with the. I should say this. The music it can be drill, but it can have a positive overtone instead of the negative overtone because they talk about they want to shoot their Uzis and then they show their guns and stuff like that, and then they show their money and then they show their drink and then they talk about who they gonna kill and all this. If it was more positive,
Well, it's actually a couple people out there that's trying to do that right now. Like Montana 300, for instance. Like he's not truly from Chicago. He's from Peoria, but he grew up in Chicago, so I claim him as a Chicago rapper.
mhm.
He does a lot of drill music, but he has some drill songs where he's telling a message as well. Like his song "Game of Pain." From his first like mixtape that he's recently dropped, it's telling the story of how he grew up. Like his mom was a crackhead. Not trying to say it up in that way, but that's one of the ways I say it.
Mhm.
He talked about growing up with that. His father I think his father got killed. I'm not too sure. But he talked about how he went through life in that sort of way. Then he also has a song on his new album that just dropped, Fire in the Church. It's called Fighting Demons and Dropping Jewels. It's basically telling the story about like just because a lot of stuff goes on out in the street, you don't have to get involved in it as well. Like he said one line, he said, just because you got dead homies, that don't make you real. Like just because you got a friend that died, that don't make you like you out here up in the streets and you living that life. Your homie is the one that got killed, not you.
And he got killed for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's him, and then I think I heard a couple messages from the Chicago artist named G Herbo. I heard a couple messages from him. I'm not sure what songs they was, but he's one of those that's trying to kind of influence drill in a positive way.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the reason that I don't like it because when I heard about it, of course I went home because I really didn't know what they were talking about, and I looked it up on the internet,
Mhm.
and there was nothing positive about what they had written. And then I started listening to the songs, and then they had a female.
Hmm.
Oh, she was ugly. I don't mean ugly. The music,
I understand.
the music was. It was. I just couldn't believe it.
Hmm.
Oh, I mean, I know I'm bilingual, but this girl was totally bilingual.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of.
I don't think she knew one word in the English language besides, bees and all of this here, you know. And she talked out. She had her homies with her, and they were talking about shooting and
Mhm.
killing and
A lot of females go hard like with this drill music. Some females even go harder than a lot of the dudes that's doing it, just because they grew up in the same way, but they just found a wider vocabulary and better way to express it.
so you don't think that it affects them?
I mean, I know that drill music affects them, but at the end of the day, like I said, this is the way of life that they grew up with.
But I'm just saying they sing this music,
Mhm.
but do they live that lifestyle?
Some do, others are like me. Like they have friends and they have people that's out there really doing it. And then you have people like Slim Jesus. You have
Who is Slim Jesus?
Slim
What a name.
Slim Jesus is a white boy from Ohio that thought it would be a good idea to make some Chirac drill music.
Okay.
He comes out with it, and it's basically a joke. Like he kind of treats it like a joke. Like the man put at a disclaimer in the beginning of the video that said the guns and stuff that's used in this video are props. He put a whole disclaimer in it, And like a lot of people from Chicago felt like that was a joke. So like he has a lot of heat on him. Like he can't really go anywhere like towards or even near Chicago just because it's so many people that felt like you're making a mockery of exactly what really goes on here in Chicago. So it's like if you not really about it or you don't know anything about it, don't try to
Mhm.
make that music. I know you're trying to be influenced by it, but if that's not you, then don't do it.
I mean, but people can't help what you know. What people can't help. They people can't help.
Hmm.
They know what's going on here in
Hmm.
Chicago. I mean, we are the focus of mainstream media. I mean, there are killings that are happening elsewhere,
Hmm.
but Chicago is the focus. Uh, I just read an article earlier today that they gave the percentage of police officers that were killed. And they said, they're always talking about they're killed African American men, but there are more white men who have killed police officers than they are black.
Hmm.
But they don't talk about
Not
it.
at all.
So Chicago is being made a mockery of by mainstream media. I don't care what station you turn to.
Hmm.
And Fox News, you kick us dead in the behind.
Well, they knew to put the media on Chicago in 2012 when we adopted the name Chirac. I can't stand that name. I don't like that
Why?
name.
It's true.
I mean, it's true, but it's like
You stand a better chance of living during that war than you do in Chicago right now.
I give you that.
Every day in Chicago, somebody is being killed. Every day in Chicago, somebody is being shot. This is something. I mean, we live in a town that's like a war zone. Okay,
You're right.
when you go out and do whatever you're gonna do, you got to be careful going out there.
True.
You don't know, you may be the next target.
But that's the thing.
Why?
I don't want that to be a positive light of Chicago. Like Atlanta's trying to do that now because I seen somebody say on Facebook that they were from Atlanta. They talking about from Chirac to Atlanta stand. I'm like Atlanta stand. Like I don't want Chicago to be trending for this. Like,
Yeah.
but it's like I can't help. I can try my best to help it, but it's not. It's very hard to explain because a lot of people say that there's certain things that need to change in Chicago to make it go from Chirac to Chicago, but it's not much that you can change. Like if we can stop the cops from killing us, that might be something. But at the end of the day, like I said up in the song, we got blacks got guns clacking. Like we still killing our own kind at the end of the day too. So like ain't much that can really change to like stop it. I hope that one day like this will calm down and just stop, but I don't see that happening no time soon.
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to answer that question. I ain't gonna put you on the spot like that. But I don't know. It's you said they're gonna quit. They gonna keep making drill music. So I just hope that they change and they make that drill music in a with a more
Positive message.
positive message.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I hope that we find a solution in Chicago to stop all of this senseless killings
Yeah.
because we talk about it, but when it hits home, that's when it really hurts.
Yeah.
And the bullets, they don't
They ain't
have a
got no
zip
names.
code.
No
They
names or
don't
nothing.
have a zip code. Okay, and these the young men and women or whoever doing the shooting, they're just out here killing, and
Hmm.
it's basically a sad thing. And there's got to be an end to it. So we're gonna let you. Is there anything that you want to share with the audience before we leave? I'm gonna let you sing take us out of the show with your last song. If they wanted to be your friend on Facebook, how would they do that? Or if they wanted to hire you, to do some music, how would they get in touch with you? Sell yourself for the next 3 or 4 minutes.
If you want to get in touch with me, my Facebook is A1 Nero, A AONENERO. If you want to find me on YouTube or SoundCloud, is A1 Nero, A the number one, and then Nero. Instagram and Twitter at A1 underscore Nero. If you want to book me for anything, you'll email me at A1NeroMusic94 at yahoo.com. And that's basically Snapchat. You can also find me under NHG underscore Montana. That's basically everything that you have of me.
Okay. We're going to let Aaron Nero take us out. But before, get set up.
Yeah.
I got a little message that I want to share with everybody. Well, I thought I was going to share it. I'm not finding it. I want to share with you, it's not about color. It's about equal rights and privilege. There's only one race, the human race. You've been listening to Rhythm Flow Radio on the number one internet radio station, IntellectualRadio.com, and iHeart Radio station, where not only do we entertain, we feed your brain. Enjoy the music of rap artist A1 Nero. And let me get your sound up.
Every time I look up, it's another heart getting broke. Man, relationships like justice to these people take them like a joke. Am I the only one that still take what I have so serious? So many females crying, you would think it was mysterious. But see, that's not the case because everybody are cheaters. From the girl doing a homie, hopping a doobie and an eater. See, you gotta find the right way just to set them down and treat them. Before you try to stand up for her, you really need to believe it. See, I remember back up in the day dating this one girl. She was my everything and I tried to give her the world, but come to find out I was a game when she needed to play, cause she took my heart from me and then she tried to run away. See, I would drop a name but she knows exactly who she is. Got down with my cousin in the basement, now she got a kid. After that time in my feelings, yeah, I had to hit because the feelings I had for her, yeah, I wanted to get rid. Man, have you ever had your heart ripped and left on the floor? Man, the only person you love so much told you she don't care anymore. Now I'm looking towards the future, trying to make it last because I'm working on my present, so I'll never remember the past. Man, a lot of people hurting because these feelings fake. So just follow me on this mission while we plan our escape. Man, I know tears flowing can fill up the room like a lake, but ask yourself, how much of this can you really take? Are you tired of all the pain and are you tired of all the problems? Well, think of this song like a sponge and baby, let me dissolve them. You tired of all the drumming, you tired of all the fake. If you really want something real, well, just come and get a taste. See, everybody talking, yeah, they going to meet they fate, but just come and ride with me while I plan out my escape. You tired of all the drama and you tired of all the fake. If you really want something real, well, just come and get a taste. See, everybody talking, yeah, they going to meet they fate, but just come and ride with me while I plan out I escape. You tired of all the drama and you tired of all the fake. If you really want something real, well, just come and get a taste. See, everybody talking, yeah, they going to meet they fate, but just come and ride with me while I plan out I escape.